Hi guys, I thought I'd have a quick trip to Cambodia to visit Angkor Wat here in Siem Reap to do a tour of all the amazing temples here, and some of them are Hindu and some of them are Buddhist. It's a bit of a journey on Shiva and the secret scriptures that were found in India, obviously. So this temples here was sort of like a homage to the god Shiva and places that were in India. Today I'm here at Angkor Wat to learn about the Hinduism religion. So this temple is one of the oldest temples here, one of the oldest religions, and we're going to do a little research about the history. Okay, just behind me is a statue of Vishnu. Vishnu is a part of the three trilogies of the gods of Hinduism, Shiva being one of them and Brahma being the other. Vishnu has 4 arms. Vishnu is the preserver of the gods. Shiva was classified as the destroyer and Brahma the creator. So you have to kind of understand a little bit about the background of the religion prior to understanding Shivambu and the sort of contents. Now the female version of Vishnu is Mohini. Now Mohini has the pot which has the water of eternal life. She gave that drink to Shiva. And who else but wrote Shivambu, the secret art of drinking urine. Shivambu, the water of God. So it was given to Shiva by these gods as power of immortality and longevity and long life. Now the mythology of Hinduism and the secret verses of Shivambu exist through folklore, storytelling and so forth. One of the 14th gifts was the Mati, which was this drink for the gods to give them eternal life. So this drink tasted like honey and sugar water. It was sweet, and the nectar of life was refreshing and gave them longevity and eternal life. So you could interpret that as, you know, the sweet tasting flavour of urine therapy, because some people, when they have a correct diet, it becomes cleaner and purer and tastes like coconut water. So perhaps these gods knew about this form of self-healing. I have sort of a belief that perhaps this god brought this holy water out of the churned ocean, so-called ocean. Now this ocean could be the ocean within yourself. So the water of yourself, so running through your system, running through your own internal ocean, and then producing this holy water. So this holy water being your own urine, and then you drinking your urine to create longevity and eternal life. Depends what you want to read into it and how you want to actually see the mythology of it. And this wall is absolutely amazing because it gives you a bit of that insight to how it all began and how the creator gave it to Shiva, and how then Shiva then gave it to his wife, and how that became to you, and how now you know the secrets of that eternal life, or the secrets of Shivambu. There's a lot of backstory. I mean, this is very loose, it's not very in-depth at the moment. There's so much history here. I just find this absolutely fascinating because it's all written here on the wall. As you can see, they're all having this tug of war of churning the water in the ocean for these gems and these secret things to come up. I think as when you heal yourself and you glow and you radiate and you have more connection to the spirituality and internal knowingness, you do become godlike. So therefore, you know, how are these links correlating to what you do with your therapy? Really fascinating. So I'm here to explore the verses of Shivambu, and I'll go through some of the verses and some of the understandings and the methods of drinking. Enjoy. Some of the steps, usually 10 to 17, it just talks about processes and what happens after 6 months to 1 year and so forth. For instance, 6 months to 7 months, the follower will be extraordinarily strong, which means physically, mentally, spiritually. So you're building up that level. After 8 months, the body will possess the divine luster, like the shining gold, which will be permanent. After 9 months of continued use, tuberculosis, leprosy will perish. Obviously, tuberculosis was big, which is a fungal infection in the chest. After 11 months, the follower becomes pure, both eternally and internally. So you're purifying the inside of your body. So it's a real good detox and cleanse. After 1 year continued use, acquires solar shining. After 2 years, the follower can conquer the elements of earth. Now, earth, water, air, fire, and we'll talk a bit about that later in. After 3 years, the practice of therapy, the follower can conquer the elements of water. After 4 years, the follower can conquer the elements of luster. And then later in the scriptures, they talk about, they kind of repeat the same thing, but with recipes of certain herbs and things like that throughout. Verse 41, they talk about to take dried ginger powder. Take this first directly, followed by shivimbu. Definitely relieves any disease. Now, dried ginger is good for nausea, muscle pain, arthritis, inflammatory issues, morning sickness. So combinations of different herbs and spices can definitely help speed up the process and help the cleansing process as well. And also mask the taste. So some of you always talk about the flavour not being great. If you ever get the chance to come down here, I would recommend it. There's just so many temples and just so many amazing places to see, and maybe depending what your journey is and what you want to do here. So what do you want to learn about? What do you want to discover? I'm having a ball, which is just, walking through these incredible ancient ruins and learning about shivambu and Oran therapy and so on. So as I'm about to walk all the way down there to the next temple and just have some fun with it and enjoy. Be amazing to drink in this location, to feel the energy, to see if there's power to it, and yeah, just a journey of self-discovery, really. At another location here in Cambodia, this is just walking across one of the islands. Some of the verses, like verse 19, after 8 years of working with the method of following, one can conquer the 5 important elements of the universe. 9 years, the method will make the follower immortal. So this here location is about the 4 elements: earth, fire, water and air, and each element here, as you'll see, has a representation. So you have one element there, one on the opposite side, one there and one there. So people would come to this park here and worship and pray and restore the elements. So for instance, each element represents certain things that's wrong with us in our body. This park here represents the human body and the other elements. So just behind me, from the priest would come and take the water from this lake, put it into this shrine here, which is earth. It would flow through into this lake here, which would then become holy water because it was a purification, and earth being head would be clarification. The one further behind has got an elephant in there that represents water. So if you understand the 4 elements, and conquering the 4 elements is also has an emotional attachment to each element as well. Just incredible to drown yourself in and immerse yourself into all this information along the way. Of course, you know, there's so many other verses to Shivambu, and like I say, I can't do them all, but they all have a significance, they all have a meaning. There are clues in there. I suggest you Google them, do a bit of reading, do a bit of research and find out about, you know, different ways and different methods. Obviously in today's world we've adapted into new forms because they don't talk about drinking aged urine at all, and I know a lot of people are doing that at the moment, and they don't talk about injections. Obviously they wouldn't have had needles back then. They talk about massage and just sort of formulation of drinking. So I guess it's up to you to take it to the next level and self-experiment and teach people of what you've learned, because that's the only way that we grow as humans. We learn from evolving from different methods and different trying. You know, a lot of people say, oh, it hasn't worked for me, but are you applying all the elements that are written in the Sanskrit? You know, are you just trying some of the elements? You know, when they say drink your first morning, for instance, you know, for me that represents take out the head and the tail, but leave the middle bit in. So don't just have a glass, have the entire middle bit, so that your body's telling you how much you need to drink at that time. Because I get a lot of people saying, how much? You know, listen to your body. Pee out a little bit, drink the middle bit, leave the end bit. That's what you need to do. But some of you like to go hardcore, some of you like to do it all. Go ahead, do it all. Do whatever you like. Enjoy. Hope you enjoyed.